Um, the interest for hallucinogenic plants has, for some reason, spiked in recent years, especially for ayahuasca. The earliest indigenous inhabitants of the Amazon basin have been using ayahuasca for over 10,000 years. This plant has curative and spiritual powers. Um, Ayahuasca is a teacher plant or a master plant. From a biological point of view, it's called an entheogen or entheogen, which basically means that it's a psychoactive substance that is used in sacred or traditional context. There are other examples, for example, peyote or magic mushrooms. However, ayahuasca must be done by the help of a shaman, never alone. Um, this is a master plant and will help you to connect with your real self. Um, so let's talk about the biology. So ayahuasca is a psychotropic tea that translates into the vine of the soul. It basically is made up with two different plants. One is a vine. Uh, it's called the Banisteriopsis capi or yahe in native language, and the shrub Psychotropia viridis or chacruna in native language. The yahe is a liana type of plant. It's a giant woody stemmed, it's a vine that is native to the Amazon and to the Orinoco rivers basins in South America. Apparently, uh, the natives saw the jaguars going bibbidi boobidi boo after gnawing on this yahe liana plant, and it's basically like catnip for cats. Others say that the gods from heaven were the ones who showed the natives of South America how to combine both plants. Um, the other one, the chacruna, is a flowering shrub. Um, the shaman will then it's gonna do is gonna pound the vine of yahe with a wooden mallet, and it's gonna layer them in washed leaves of chacruna in a large pot. That pot is gonna be filled with water, and it's gonna be boiled for 8 hours. Um, After such time, the patient, the client, whoever wants to go through the experience is going to drink. Um, and after half an hour approximately, they're going to start into a trance. In Spanish, it's called la mareación. So you're going to become very dizzy and you can have visual hallucinations. Um, However, there are certain things like puking and pooping in your pants, and probably that may not feel like a fun trip. However, these purgative properties are a welcome part of the experience of letting go uh, repressed emotions of that are at the moment of this puking and pooping are leaving your body. The yahe has not only other properties and so other chemicals. For example, it has the harmine, the tetrahydroharmine, and harmaline, which in itself they are psychoactive drugs. But basically, it has something called MAO, of monoamino oxidase inhibitor. Um, so that is a very crucial, super important enzyme that's going to play a very important role in removing the neurotransmitters like norepinephrine, serotonin, or dopamine from the brain. So the tea is going to prevent this enzyme, the MAO or MAO, to remove those happy neurotransmitters from the brain. Um, the chacruna, which is the most hallucinogenic component of these two plants, has DMT, which is the dimethyltryptamine, which this is the interesting part. Orally, if you just eat chacruna, which has this extremely potent DMT, that some authors call it the molecule of God, um, it will be broken down by your gastrointestinal tract, so will never be absorbed. Therefore, will never have those hallucinogenic properties. That's why the yahe has the MAO inhibitor to prevent that from happening. So the chacruna can be easily absorbed, the DMT can be easily absorbed. Okay, so that's the biological part. So it may be very helpful for some clients, for some patients. I'm not an evangelist. I'm not an evangelist of any hallucinogenic plants because I think that you can get to the same place just with deep meditation. However, it does help in cases where the walls that we've created around us are too thick, severe addictions or severe traumas, for example. Especially some traumas that are preverbal. When we are babies. And trauma, this is a key point, trauma is not what happens to you. Trauma is what happens inside you as a result of what has happened to you. It's like an emotional memory, and it's not a recollection. Sometimes the limbic system is not yet developed, and we're not able to recollect any memory. But there is an emotional memory that is within us that will be triggered by certain situations. The essence of trauma is the disconnection with the self. And that is a problem in our society, is the problem of not being authentic. And learning to be authentic is connected directly with trauma. Authenticity happens when we free ourselves from our personality and we connect deep with our emotions and feelings, and we're able to express them without external validation of the society, our parents, or our family. There are two key concepts here. One is called the attachment, and the other one is the authenticity. When we are a child, we have to develop attachment to our parents, to our family, to our society for survival purposes. We don't have a choice. Interestingly, humans are the mammals who probably have the longest period of attachment, at least 20 years or more, purely for survival needs. We don't have a choice. If we do not create this bond, this attachment, we're gonna die. And what is authenticity? Authenticity has to do with your gut feelings. It has to do with being in touch with yourself, with our emotions. And we normally forget it for the sake of fitting with our family, with our society, with our culture that doesn't support our authenticity. We have to give up our connection with ourselves, our authenticity for the sake of attachment. So we are afraid to be ourselves because we associate being ourselves with a threat of being rejected. And that has tremendous impact physically and mentally. We do not listen to our feelings because we cannot afford to. We will be rejected, then we get cancer, autoimmune disease, addictions, anxiety, etc., because the pain of not being ourselves is really too much. And we may become this people pleaser where everybody likes us, but nobody can really love us because they do not know who we really are. They don't know our authentic self. As a child, we don't have a choice between attachment and authenticity. As an adult, the price to be authentic is to lose some of those attachments. Society expectations, parents, family. People who liked me before may not like me anymore because now I am authentic. Then you have a decision to make. Who would you have in your life? Them or yourself? Something to think. Thank you.